Hello, my name's Robert Slater. I'm Department Head for Educational Foundations and Leadership at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. And I'm here today with Dr. Richard Fossey, the Paul Burden Professor of Education Policy here in the department. And Richard, today you're going to talk to us a little bit about the things you can do to avoid student debt, I understand.
That's right.
So why don't you go ahead and say something about that for us?
Okay. I have three suggestions for avoiding the student debt trap. As you know from reading the newspaper, 43 million people have outstanding student loans, and the total indebtedness is $1.3 trillion. You don't want to be one of the statistics. And I think there's three things to avoid the disaster of borrowing too much money and not being able to pay it back. Number one, do not attend a for-profit college. Do not attend a for-profit college. Why? The for-profit college industry has a very bad record in several areas. One, their former students have high default rates. The Brookings Institution found that almost half default within 5 years of getting repayment. Very bad sign. Their retention rates are low. The completion rates for students who attend for-profit colleges are lower than in the public sector. And three, the cost of getting a for-profit education compared to a comparable program in a public institution, it's very high. So you should avoid attending a for-profit college and look for an alternative in a public institution. Sometimes the for-profit college seems convenient, but you should really search for an alternative. Number two, don't take out private loans to go to college. Private loans have several drawbacks. One, the interest rates are generally higher than the loans that are offered by the federal government. They don't have alternative payment provisions if you run into financial trouble. If you borrow in the federal student loan program, you can consolidate your debt, you can switch over to a long-term repayment plan to lower your monthly payments. Those options aren't available for you if you take out a private loan. And really, you should be able to finance your education with federal loan money. And if you need additional money, if you're forced to take out private loans, you need a different plan. You need to rethink your plans and not borrow more than you can borrow from the federal student loan program. And third, do not ask your parents or relatives to co-sign your student loans or to borrow money on your behalf. The for-profit lenders, the banks, almost always require a co-signer, and that's another reason not to take out a private loan. But if you get your parents or relative or a friend to co-sign a loan with you, that person is liable for the debt just like you are. And if you can't pay it back, that person must pay it back. And the access to bankruptcy for people who are indebted under either federal or private loans is very restricted. So you could find not only can you not discharge your student loan debt in bankruptcy, but your parent or grandparent or friend would find it very difficult to discharge student loans in bankruptcy. So think about your parents, your grandparents. If they co-sign your loan and then they lose a job or have health problems, they're going to be in big trouble, and their ability to shed that debt in bankruptcy is very, very restricted. So those are my three suggestions. Don't go to a private college. Don't take out a private loan. Don't ask a relative or friend to co-sign a student loan on your behalf. That's it.
Great, Richard. Now you have a blog on this, right?
I do. Yeah, if you want to read what I've written on this topic, go to my blog site. It's condemnedtodebt.org. In fact, today I posted a blog on the for-profit college sector. A lot of turmoil over in that sector.
And you also have a book.
Yeah, I do. A book came out in 1996 I saw this as a problem 20 years ago. Not many people saw it as a problem then, but it's gotten to be a much, much bigger problem from when I first looked at it 20 years ago.
Well, great. Thank you very much, Richard, and we'll hear more from you on this topic and others as well, I'm sure, in the future.
Okay, I'm looking
Thank you.
forward to it.
Bye-bye.